What can we expect at today's hearing?
Well, Kelly, when he's actually in the courtroom before that magistrate, it's going to be like any ordinary arraignment, right? He's going to be listening to the charges against him, and then he'll enter a plea of either guilty or not guilty. We expect that the former president will say not guilty today. That is going to be about the only thing, though, that's ordinary today. We talk about this being a historic day. We use that word a lot, but it's hard to think of another word to describe this. This is going to be the first time that a president is arrested for crimes he allegedly committed while in office. So obviously that brings with it an unprecedented nature for that to happen. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time on just the logistics here, Kelly, about what's going on. We expect that when the president comes through today, he's likely going to be coming through in the garage underneath this building. Anytime you have a really high-profile defendant, and this courtroom behind me certainly has seen many of them, that's typically how they handle that. So the first time we actually see Donald Trump today could be when he's inside of the building itself. He's going to be getting fingerprinted like any other criminal defendant. He's going to be booked. We don't expect that he's going to take a mug shot, which has sort of been the case in the last two indictments as well, that there has been no mug shot. And I want to also spend just a bit here, Kelly, on the security measures that are being taken. You may be able to see the barricades set up behind us by the U.S. Marshal Service. I'm told there are 5 different law enforcement agencies out here, including the Marshals, including Capitol Police, and others, making sure that peace is kept. Now, we've seen a couple of very small pockets of protesters, both in support of Donald Trump and against him. Nothing that's gotten big in size, nothing that's gotten crazy. So it has been as peaceful as we could expect it to be out here so far. And even law enforcement agents at one point came up to us and handed us a piece of paper saying, call us if you see anything out of the ordinary. So they are taking pretty strict measures here to make sure that it is a peaceful event today.
And we are taking a live look right now in New Jersey, where the former president's plane is set to depart here any moment for Washington. Joe, none of the other co-conspirators named have been charged with anything, as you know. What do we know about them?
Well, we know who 5 out of the 6 of them are. Rudy Giuliani being the first co-conspirator. You've got Sidney Powell, an attorney that was working with the president. You've got John Eastman, and then a couple of others. But these are essentially people who were working to try to further the false claims that the election was stolen. These are people who were sort of instrumental in coming up with the plans about using alternate electors to send on January 6th. So those are the people who, have not been named in that indictment, but just by the description of what they did, we're able to identify 5 out of the 6. We also know, you're right to point out, it's only Donald Trump who has been indicted. The others have not been charged with anything yet. And I say yet because we know that the special counsel came forward. Jack Smith made that statement after Trump was indicted, saying that this investigation is going to continue. So we can expect there may be legal action in the future for all the co-conspirators, although it just hasn't happened yet. Kelly.
All right, Joe. Always appreciate those updates. Thank you so much. Joe Khalil reporting live in D.C.